as far as New Canaan, I've been flattered. They've kind of adopted me as their adopted son. I mean, the district is about 10% New Canaan, so it's mostly a Norwalk district. But as far as New Canaan goes, in terms of issues that mean a lot to them, first of all, they've really struggled with property values, and especially in northern New Canaan. And New Canaan is really ground zero for Hartford when it comes to them getting more money. So tax increases, tolls, all of that are aimed directly at New Canaan. And obviously, I'm very much opposed to tax increases and fiscally. So very much aligned with New Canaan around that. The other thing is Hartford wants to essentially take away New Canaan's control of things. So there was this forced school regionalization proposal that came out. I've always been, since I was on the Common Council here, I'm against any kind of forced regionalization. I mean, if towns want to work together and share services, great. But the towns around here really don't want to do that. As a matter of fact, about 15 years ago, New Canaan wanted to merge their health department with Norwalk's health department. We didn't want to do it. So then they went to Darien. They didn't want to do it either. Nobody wanted to do it. It's not really a thing here. I also, when I had my ECS reform bill, I put in mandate relief for towns like New Canaan, so they would get relief from that. So I think as far as New Canaan goes, they want someone who's going to defend their pocketbook, which I very much do. And secondly, they want someone who's going to stand up for their independence, which again, I very much do.
Okay. All right. You were passionate, but at the end there you listed a few accomplishments, including you implied that you helped stop the bridge over the Norwalk Community College.
Yes, the walkway.
Right. Is that a comprehensive list of accomplishments, or would you list anything else?
Well, I could have talked for about 3 or 4 more hours. It made it really comprehensive, but I thought I would kind of abridge my comments, if you will. Okay?
Sure.
But if you want, I can sit down, put a whole list together, and certainly send it to you. Yeah.
Ed Camacho says the voters rejected you because you weren't fighting for health care and other issues. How did you address that?
Well, really don't know where Ed's coming from on that one there. I really don't, really know what to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, all right. If that's what Ed thinks, that's fine. Okay.
You said last time there was a lot of people came out that were uninformed, and they were just there to vote against Republicans because they didn't like Donald Trump.
I didn't use the word uninformed.
We didn't, but okay.
I said, yeah, okay.
Well, what makes 2020 different? Because a lot of people are still unhappy with Donald Trump.
Well, it's, I guess the analogy I use would be if you imagine, let's say, 4 glasses of water, okay, 2 here, 2 there. And in a midterm election, you have one from one side and one from the other side that show up to vote. Well, what happens if in a midterm election, the glass from the other side shows up and you have 2 on 1? And essentially, that's what we had. This year, like I said, everyone's going to show up to vote. Actually, I'm expecting about 3,000 additional voters this year compared to 2018. What's interesting is I believe most of those voters are going to be Republican-leaning. If you look at the municipal election here last November, almost all of the increase in voters voted Republican. Yeah. So the Harry Bruce Morris space had 8,800 votes. The Andy Lisa space at 5,400, and then last year that increased to 7,100. Also Rick McQuaid and Rich Bonifant also picked up about 1,700 votes, and that was the increase in voters. They went almost all Republican. I really believe that this year we're going to have probably an 80% turnout, 85% turnout, and it's going to be literally everybody who's coming from both sides. And so I think it'll be more of a level playing field.